שדות שפוכים הרחק, מאופק ועד סף, בחרובים וזית וגלבוע.
ואל ארבו העמק
נאסף
ביופי
שעוד לא היה כמוהו. זה לא אותו העמק, זה לא אותו הבית, אתם איתכם ולא תוכלו לשוב. השבילים השדרה ובשמיים היית, אך החיטה צומחת שוב. השבילים השדרה ובשמיים היית, אך החיטה צומחת שוב.
That's my second day with this American kindergarten. President Kennedy once was invited to the Sing Sing prison, and he was introduced to the creme de la creme of the American crime world. And when he was asked to speak, he said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled and I'm very happy to see you all here. So I'm very happy to see you all, our brothers, Americans, and veterans of the Flying Wing Squadron here in Tel Nof. Our Squadron Commander Shmulik Ben-Rom to come here before. Last week I come to a conclusion that I'm not going to die from AIDS because I am being fucked only by my friends. Only, for example.
Privilege and honor to congratulate this team, the Skyhawk Association, and the 116 veterans on this occasion, and appreciate that you came to visit us for the first time or again, and wish you happy many returns. I was drafted in '62 and was the commanding officers of 116 A4E squadron in '73. Altogether we did about 823 sorties, all of them air to ground. As I said, most of them in a very not clean area. And we lost 5 aeroplanes, about 1/5 of the fleet. 2 were killed, the commanding officer and another one. 2 were PAOWs and came back after the war, a few months after the war. And 1 was rescued. 15 other airplanes were hit in different ways. Some of them flew again during the war.
It is is the president of the Skyhawk Association. I think he's still the youngest guy of this delegation.
Start out by thanking the General for the nice rundown on the war and the 116 Squadron. I salute you, all you. And we've just been overwhelmed with the hospitality and the friendliness and the fact that we get to talk about airplanes.
I made my first cruise in Vietnam, hot war cruise. Denny was Denny's 3rd cruise in Vietnam. And so I'd like him to tell some of his stories too, because the flight I remember with him, I was the wingman, he was the lead at the time. I was Lieutenant JG, he was the lieutenant. And he could see things because of all his time there that I just couldn't see. My eyes weren't adjusted where to look, what to look for. And one thing we were told, never go below 3,000 feet. I'm going to look for SAM sites. So you hold up here and keep me in sight. And so I'm going to ask you to describe exactly what you were looking for, because the description is wonderful. I won't say that. Then I'll let Denny tell you that story. I'm going to ask that Bubba Seegers follows me, and we're going to try. You probably have a guy like this in your squadron or within the A4 community that everybody has a story about. These are known as Bubba Seegers stories. And to see the man have mellowed after all these years, and such a gentleman and a hard worker, he always was a wonderful instructor, one of the best teachers in the A4 we ever had.
But Leo was up high holding his, was already expended his rock bombs, and so when I ran out of 20 millimeter, I started out, and Leo made a high side run. And my God, my God, my God. And then he hit that, and his wing came through the canopy and cut my tail off. And so I couldn't fly any longer. Leo couldn't fly any longer because he didn't have a wing. And so I pulled the handle, and boom, and away I go. All right, now, this is a no shitter. And so we were coming down, and Leo was a little bit below me, and I was catching up. So Leo took out his flare gun and shot a flare at me. All right, so we get into the, I see Leo hit the water, so he's obviously the loser. So I hit the water, so I won the fight.
Well, I'm the other guy who landed here, and I happen to have been born in the same year as your skipper, 1944. When I found out what we were doing was we had an AOM in my squadron, and the skippers said, okay, we need some volunteers to go on a mission. All the instructors in the squadron that had had any fleet experience said, me, so okay, but so we landed in Norfolk, and they took out all the gear that you guys probably wish that we'd left in the gear, in the airplane for you, and they painted out all the squadron insignia except for the stars and the bars. And then we went into a room, and some admiral said, okay, boys, you're going to Israel. No, we're not. We can't make it across the Atlantic. Well, we got that figured out. We're going by Muammar Gaddafi's place, and I'm looking above. We're in pretty loose formation, and all of a sudden I look at his airplane. We're going this way, and he towards Israel, and his airplane just kind of comes up, 20-degree angle, and I see he should just 20 millimeter. Bubba, what are you doing? Well, I'm just telling Muammar what I think of him. So we land on Roosevelt, spend another night, and take off from there. And so how are we going to find out where we're going? Where's Tel Nof? They took us to where we were supposed to be going, landing here. And I had a problem with, they thought I had a problem with my tail hook. So I landed last. And I landed and walked in, and it was just incredible because they're painting the other airplanes that landed in front of us. Another Bubba story. We're going to the Oak Club, and we're enjoying all the free beer that anybody could possibly ever enjoy. And we talking to probably you guys. And I was talking to somebody, and he said, well, excuse me, and all of a sudden I looked and realized whoever it was drinking iced tea or something. He wasn't drinking beer. I said, where are you going? I got a briefing in half an hour on the airplane you flew in. Okay. And so then Bubba found, you guys are going flying, I think you had a T-bird or something. And Bubba said, I need to go in the back seat. I can help you fight this war. We'll win. And of course, he'd been drinking enough beer, so I think Mike Plattis, the guy who was in charge of us, said, nah, Bubba, you're not going. So anyway, that was my first time in Israel. I was here 2 years ago, but not with this group. I was with my wonderful girlfriend back there, Judy, and her family, and I was very impressed with Israel then. I'm impressed now. You guys have an amazing culture, and you don't take shit from anybody.
I feel last time you didn't know where you have landed.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea where this was, and our driver that was driving us around 2 years ago, Benny was his name, great guy, and he asked all his friends, and nobody knew where I landed until, I didn't know until you told me in an email. I had no idea where it was, where this was.
Excuse me, I have a memory, which I'm not sure about, that you brought not you guys, Could it be that you brought your golf club along?
That would have been Bubba.
You still have my clubs?
Well, I beat you by 4 years. I was born in 1940, so I'm an old fellow. And when you sent your top guys over, and that's the way I perceive them, because you did not send rookies, you sent leaders and people that knew how to fly already. And they showed up, and everybody said, hey, here's the Israelis, and then they were gone. Well, what they did was they went back to Israel and flew missions in the 6-day war. Some of them flew as many as 19 missions. Some of them, one of them, who I had lost track of and met him today, Yossi Sari, was one of the architects in the 6-day war. Wow. Thanks a lot.
I think it was day after you got them, or maybe the same day, and I was a follower of Shmulik. It was almost dark, so 2 memories. One, when I got to the cockpit, it was not a big pleasure because of the smell after a very long flight. I don't remember who was the... It was really heavy. Second, we bombed near the Suez Canal, and then when we flew back, it was almost dark. Then I started to look for the instrument lights, and there was no instrument lights. It was full dark in the cockpit, and with this small torch, I flew until the landing with this airplane. So it was really fun.
109 with Ohad Shadmi was the commander, and Haggai Ronen was his deputy. And maybe I was the last person sort of saw Haggai Ronen before he died. When we were flying over the he was in we were 2 different formations, just 2 people in each formation. He was leading the first formation, and I was leading the second. And he got hit from just almost, I don't know, there was very little anti-aircraft fire where we were. We could see a little bit here and there, but not very much. And one hit him, and he bailed out, and he sort of went down to the Red Sea near the Suez Canal, and he seemed okay when he, after he ejected and got out, and he went into the water and shoot after him, and then everything disappeared, and so we circled a little bit around there, and he was never seen again. It was just, he was a wonderful person, as you probably knew, and just. It was very, very, very unlucky.
I think we can close the meeting.
שדות שפוכים הרחק, מאופק ועד סף, בחרובים וזית וגלבוע.
ואל ארבו העמק
נאסף
ליופי
שעוד לא היה כמוהו. זה לא אותו העמק, זה לא אותו הבית, אתם אתכם ולא תוכלו לשוב. השבילים השדרה ובשמיים היית, אך החיטה צומחת שוב. השבילים השדרה ובשמיים היית, אך החיטה צומחת שוב.